Hello, Bacho. Welcome to the lecture series on unit number 3. That is the principles of alternating current machine. Okay, now in this series, we will go ahead. In the last lecture, we have seen the uh, voltage, RMS voltage generated at the primary or secondary of a transformer, single phase transformer specifically. अब फिर से उसका डेरिवेशन भी आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं। जैसे कि फैराडेज लॉ से हम यहाँ पे प्रूव कर सकते हैं कि आरएमएस वोल्टेज अक्रॉस द प्राइमरी एंड सेकेंडरी विल बी इक्वल टू 4.44 एफ एन फाई एम। यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं आप कि एज पर द फैराडेज लॉ whenever a conductor is placed in a moving magnetic field, then EMF is get generated, and this E is equal to n d phi by dt, where phi is nothing but the magnetic field, uh, magnetic flux, and magnetic flux is given by phi m sine of omega t. m यहाँ पे थोड़ा shift हो चुका है, but you can understand actually this is the phi m is maximum flux. Okay, the maximum flux, that is the phi m flux, unit of flux is the Weber. Okay, that is known to you. Then sine of omega t, we know that the flux variation will with this as per the sine wave, because we are giving the input as a AC, that is known to us. अभी अगर हम यहाँ पे डी फाई डी टी का अगर डेरिवेटिव निकालेंगे साइन ऑफ ओमेगा टी, तो हमको क्या मिलने वाला है? ई एम एफ ई इज इक्वल टू एन ओमेगा, ओमेगा इज द एंगुलर वेलोसिटी ऑफ द मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स इंटू फाई एम कॉस ऑफ ओमेगा टी। यहाँ पे साइन से कॉस इसलिए हुआ क्योंकि हमने साइन का यहाँ पे डेरिवेटिव लिया है। then E max is equal to, if we simplify this, it becomes n omega phi m, means maximum value of cos omega t is 1, therefore maximum value will be n omega phi m। उसका अगर हम RMS वैल्यू निकालेंगे तो क्या मिलेगा हमको? उसको 1 बाय अंडर रूट टू से हमको मल्टीप्लाई करना है, तो मिलेगा 1 बाय अंडर रूट टू n ओमेगा phi m। वहाँ पे ओमेगा इज इक्वल, इफ वी पुट द वैल्यू ऑफ ओमेगा दैट इज 2 pi f, then finally we will get the value 4.44 phi f, where f is the frequency of incoming signal, and in India the value of f will be always 50 hertz. Okay, and n is the number of turns, phi m is the maximum flux circulating through the core of a transformer. Here n value will be depending upon whether we want to find out the ERMS value of a primary. If it is of primary, then n will be the n1, that is the windings of the primary. And if we have to find out the RMS value of secondary, then n will be equal to n2. And as here one statement is given, transformers work only on the AC, not on the DC. Okay, because if DC will be there, then there will be no varying magnetic field, and there will be no EMF generated at the secondary. Now we will move to the second slide. Example is given, but last time also I have given the example, and I will check that how many of you have done, and I will accordingly that will be recorded, okay, for the evaluation purpose. Okay, now same, if we consider the same equation for the primary side, then that we will call as E1, and here only the change is in the number of terms. Okay, here instead of n we have written n1. Okay, and same is true for the secondary. In the secondary, if we have to find out the RMS value of induced EMF in secondary, then we have to replace the n by n2, means the number of turns of a secondary winding. Okay, then see that the k, normally in the numericals we have to use the ideal transformation ratio, how the transform action taken place, and for solving the examples we have to find out the value of this ratio, that is k. And the ratio is means earlier also we have seen, but normally in the examples we have to use like given in the slide. E2 divided by E1 means the EMF generated at the secondary divided by EMF generated at primary is equal to the number of turns, secondary turns, divided by the number of primary turns. Similarly, voltage at the secondary and divided by the voltages at the primary. Okay, the voltages which are available, but okay, but only you can see there is difference in the current. current is reversed as compared to the voltage, number of turns, as well as the EMF generated. And here the K is equal to I1 divided by I2. And see that this reverse ratio tells us that the product of voltages at primary and current at primary is equal to voltage at secondary multiplied by the current at secondary, because the power, ideally the power at primary and power at secondary is same. Therefore transformer is a passive device. Passive device means it is not able to amplify the voltages, though there are stepping up and stepping down the voltages, but power at primary and power at secondary is same. If voltages at secondary increases in the step down transformer, if the voltages at secondary increases, current decreases. Therefore the product of secondary voltage and secondary current is always constant, and that is equal to the voltages at primary and current at primary. Okay, therefore this you people are aware that amplifiers also we are going to learn in the subsequent units, but amplifiers are able to amplify the input voltages, but here there is no means there is the power boosting also, voltages as well as the current also increases in the amplifier, whereas here if voltage increases current decreases, and because of that the power is same at primary and secondary ideally. Actually the power you will find that the power at secondary is always less as compared to the uh, power at the secondary is always less as compared to the primary, because of the power losses, small power losses in the transformer. We are going to see the different power losses which are going to occur in the transformer. Okay, now here are the examples. These slides will be shared with you. Now instead of here just we have to use the equations we have seen earlier, and we have to find out any one of the variable in that equation. Okay, now you solve this, you go through all these examples because the PPTs are available on our LMS software and you can go through them. Okay, if you are having any query, let us put that. Then rating of the transformer is also one important characteristic. We can find out the KVA rating of a transformer by using a formula V1 divided by I1 divided by 1000. Similarly, V2 divided by I2 divided by 1000. This in this way we can find out the KVA rating of the transformer. Just we have to divide it by 1000, then you will get the KVA rating of transformer. Then as discussed earlier, that power at input and power at output is ideally always same, but practically you will find that the power at the secondary is always less as compared to the primary, and that is because of the certain losses which are going to occur in the transformer. Now question arises, what are the different type of losses in the transformer? And now here you can see the major losses which are going to occur in the transformer. First is the iron losses. We know that the casing as well as the laminates which are made up of iron, and in the iron losses we are iron losses is made up of two sub losses. One is the hysteresis loss and another one is the eddy current loss. Now hysteresis loss as well as the eddy current loss you all learned in the earlier classes, but we will take the revision. You know that in the ferromagnetic material, on the domains, we can say that at domains they are having the random orientation, and what happen when we apply external force to the iron, then all these domains means the magnetic domains, they will be get aligned in one direction. Okay, but in the AC what happen, the polarity is always get reverse, means in the positive cycle the domain will be in one direction, and in the negative cycle it will be at reverse direction. Because of this variation in the domain direction, there will be the molecular friction. Friction is going to occur, and this friction result in the heating of the devices, and it has to overcome, for overcoming this fraction it needs some energy, and this energy will be get wasted in terms of loss. That is known as the hysteresis loss. Okay, this molecular friction causes heat to be developed, which represent an energy loss to the transformer. And for that purpose, transformer should be manufactured in such a way that there should be minimum hysteresis loss. For that purpose, different structures are there which can minimize the hysteresis losses. Even using the laminates, that is also because of minimizing the hysteresis loss. Another loss is the eddy current losses. We know that in the transformer, the voltages which are available at primary and secondary, they are due to the means induced EMF. Secondary voltages are available due to the induced EMF. There is no direct contact between the primary and secondary. There is isolation. Magnetic flux means we can say that developed at the primary is get linked with the secondary, and due to the variation in this magnetic flux, as per the Faraday's law, you will get the induced voltage at the output. But apart from this primary EMF generated due to the variation, due to the variation of this magnetic flux in the apart from the only the primary and secondary winding, core is also there, that is also a conductor. Some local we can say that circular current also get generated, that circular local current, that is known as the ED current. And as you know that EMF generated, as per the Lenz law, EMF generated due to the change in the magnetic field always opposes the cause producing it. Therefore, this ED current always opposes the cause producing it. That means the magnetic field that we are supposed to be get linked with each other. Therefore, your overall power at the output reduces. One more loss is there, that is the copper loss. You know that though the copper conductivity is more, but it is having certain resistance, and because of that, some power will be get wasted as a S square R, where I is the current circulating through that copper and R is the copper resistance. That will be in terms of heat. Okay, and therefore, as a designer, you have to minimize the losses as you have to reduce the losses as far as possible. Okay, even here you can see that we can find out the hysteresis loss by using a formula also, where kh is the hysteresis constant depend upon material, then bm is the maximum flux density in the core raised to minus 1.67, then multiplied by the frequency of alternating flux. Here we have for transformer the value is 50 in India. V is the volume of a core material. In this way we can find out the hysteresis loss. Then eddy current also we can find out the total loss of energy due to the total loss of eddy current is called as eddy current losses, and you can find out by using the Ke multiplied by Vm square into F square into T square into V, where Ke is the eddy current constant, Vm square we have seen maximum flux density in the core, F is the frequency of alternating flux, T is the thickness of the core, and V is the volume of core material. Okay. Now these losses, as a means while manufacturing or while selecting the transformer, we always keep in mind that these losses should be as minimum as possible. Okay, for today's lecture, we will stop here. The next part we will see in the next lecture of the series, in the series of lecture series of unit number 3. Thank you.